the stages that weren't, quote, competitive or fair from before actually try and be, be viable.
Yeah, that's going to be that's a dream, to be honest, because we know we've been playing on 5 stages or 5 or 6 in Smash 4, and I mean you go all the way back to 64, they play on 1 stage. So yeah, it's nice to be able to get that that diversity now.
Absolutely, and that also reflects on one of the announcements too, which had to do with that every stage can be a battlefield. Every stage can have battlefield forms. Every stage can have, Final Destination forms. So which is going to be pretty huge. So yeah, you're probably going to get like, 10 times the amount of stages you were able to play, technically.
Yeah.
What about you, Jordan? You hyped for anything?
I'm hyped for the Inkling character. Obviously, Splatoon 2 near and dear to my heart, and that ink property that we talked about, where if you put ink on the opponent, they're going to take more damage from the next shot, and then you got to manage your ink tank. I want to see that done at a high level and see how that affects, because we know how well these players can rack up damage against each other. But you add in a principle like that, just one of those new features, maybe we see somebody main the Inkling that normally would go with a different character.
Yeah.
Yeah, my initial, when I was playing with Inkling, I think it is a little bit like a medium difficulty character, just because of the way the ink tank, you have to kind of keep that in mind. Like when someone's messing around with the ink tank, you have to be constantly inking the other person to maximize the damage you get, right? If you don't ink them, there's 2 things that happen. One, it's going to force you to run back and be like, well, I can't use half my moves because they're going to be either really, the power is going to be much lower, or they just won't come out at all. So let's just say that you're standing and you press the A button rapidly for that rapid attack, right? If you run the ink in the middle of that, you just stop shooting. There's no hitbox. You just walk around and be like, oh, okay, thanks. Free throw, free punish, whatever. So it'll be a lot of running, inking, running in, and then running out to make sure that you have that time where actually you knock someone off the stage to go back and refill and then engage again.
Yeah, I was actually about to say that. That stock a second ago, I'm pretty sure Leffen is Inkling. He had no ink. He couldn't do anything. But the fact that ZeRo was staying right on top of him, he couldn't even get a chance to really recharge the thing. And that's just something you're gonna have to look out for when you're playing Inkling. You're gonna you have to keep an eye on your meter, but also keep an eye on the times that you're allowed to recharge it.
Like right now, you can kind of see it where Inkling's gauge, or I'm sorry, who's that again?
Ink tank.
Yeah, ink tank. I said meter.
Ink tank.
Yeah,
I know. I was
my
like,
bad.
Ink tank. I was like, ink tank technically. And who's playing Inkling again? Pretty sure that's
It's Leffen.
Is that Leffen? Yeah. So, having said that, it's, if you are playing an Inkling, if you are playing an Inkling, you do want to keep pressuring. You see that the meter, ink tank is low. See, I'm trying here. If you see that's low, you pressure them so they can't actually refill that tank again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Leffen's doing a pretty good job keeping his ink tank pretty high, though.
When you see opportunities like that, when you knock your opponent off the stage, you have that quick second to recharge it by using the shield and obviously hitting the B button at the same time. But it will be interesting to see how people develop the best strategies with Inkling here. And, you see some attacks like the roller, which has a really long startup time, but is so good at planting them into the ground. And it's going to take some time, but obviously as more people get their hands on this game, we're going to see those great strategies.